Usually, I have like some kind of clever, funny intro for these events. I don't have anything funny or clever to say about the video. This event is a middle finger to the free to play community. It sucks, and it probably not for the reason you think. Let's get to the video.
There is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a DC Worlds Collide video. In this video, I'm going to try to keep it good vibes for the most part, but I'm going to go ahead and say that this event is basically a middle finger to the free-to-play community. Why is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. First of all, given the fact that we have to have 60 frags for each of these characters, that means that we have to pull them twice. Because if you already have the characters, which I do have all of these characters, you would need to get dupe. When you get dupes, you get 40 of the frags, which means that at 60, I need to get them twice. I have 8 days to accomplish this goal. Let's say, I think it was 9, 8, 9, one of them days. Not enough days. Prior to this, we had several other events for epics where we were using our encrypted tokens. That's fine. And I will cop to this. I do not do the best in terms of resource management. However, the reason why this is a middle finger to the free-to-play community is not because this event is here. This is a whales appreciation event, which is cool. They need to offer whales, people who spend a lot of money in this game, different incentives to give them an advantage so they keep putting money into the game. So that way they do that so the game stays alive. That's cool. I know a lot of you are like, well, what about the smaller communities free-to-play? You guys don't make the money. And that's a business thing. I'm not going to begrudge them that part, not that part of it. Having this event that is designed for those people who reach into their wallets is cool with me. The problem isn't the event itself. The problem is there's no announcement or planning for this stuff. We get this event set up for us, and then we get the announcement the day after that it's a limited time event until August 23rd, blah, 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 blah. Why don't we get this announcement a week before? So that way, even if you are free to play, you can make a decision about how you're going to use your tokens so you can decide whether or not you want to try to pull for him. Now, cry for me, Argentina. The problem that I have is that I literally just took Nightwing to rank 9 3 days ago. I'm not saying I would have pulled for Beetle. I'm not saying that at all. Maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't, and I'll read his kit or whatever. That's fine. Maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't have. Maybe I'd have been fine with just not having him. However, I would have liked to have made that decision on my own. I would have liked to have known a week ahead of time, because maybe you let me know a week ahead of time, and the day before that week, 1 week release, I did that to Nightwing. I took him rank 9. Okay, that's on me. The planning. That's fine. I get it. It sucks still, but not as much as the event being live and us not knowing about it. And us, going about the game, using our resources in ways to try to push forward. And then it's like, oh, there's this legendary that you can get if you fuse them. Okay, cool. That's great. Fantastic. How long do we have to fuse them? 8 days. Okay, that's stressful. But, okay, I guess that's possible. I've saved up some tokens. I haven't. I've saved up some diamonds and some tokens. I guess I can have a chance. Oh, no, but you got to pull each of them twice. Can I get a little bit of notice? Just can we get a calendar? Can we get a like some just an announcement? That announcement that was there. If you release this 1 week before the event actually happens, am I crazy here? Am I losing my mind? I am, and I've been asked, and I was gonna say it now. I don't care about this event. It's not because of Blue Beetle himself. It is because the way that they've set it up, and I'm a person who spends money on this game, and probably too much, at least this month. I'm not spending money on this no, I'm not going to. The way that you did this, the way you planned it up, you did not give me enough warning time. You did not give me enough chances to save up my resources and be like, okay, I'm planning for this. Or I'm not going to. I'm just going to skip them all together. I never got to make a decision. You just plopped this in here with no warning and said, like, do it. I can't. Most of the free-to-play community won't be able to because There are hoarders who will be able to just go ahead and pop out. Told you guys, should have saved all your encrypted tokens. Yeah, well, we wanted to play the game. Okay, cool. Okay, well, I'll be able to get it. Yeah, fantastic. You're one of those 10% of like hoarders who will actually have enough tokens to be able to pull all this stuff and maybe get it done. Okay, cool. The rest of us who are just playing the game in a different way, I'm giving this event a middle finger since it's a middle finger to me. Why would I bother? The plus side about this event to me is I'm going to be pulling under this banner a lot. You know why? Because here I can get one of these three. I want to take Ocean Master rank 9 so bad. He is one of the best characters in the game. I love using him. And I want to take Bloodsport rank 8. So when I pull them, I won't even use them to fuse Beetle. I will use them to progress my characters. Knowing my luck and how this game has worked for this event, I'll probably pull Vixen 7 times. But my plan is now I'm just going to stack up frags for these 3 dudes and be happy with it. Hopefully I pull each of them one time. But that's it. I'm not going to reach into my wallet for an event that wasn't even announced ahead of time. And that is more likely than not going to screw me. I'm not having it. Now, we'll go into Beetle's kit. I wanted to read into it anyway, just because the first time I read it, I was very, very down on it. But then someone spoke to me, or not spoke to me, they put in my comment section very respectively, but was kind of like, come on, guy, you don't even know. He is actually good. So I'm going to read his kit real quick. But this is putting a bad taste in my mouth. The whole thing is putting a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like it. Anyway, so he's a counterattack, block, crit. You can even hear me, like, I don't even give a damn. Like, it's such a... Okay. All right. Counter, crit. Cool. So on his first, attacks enemies with the highest crit rate, dealing superpower damage equal to 100% of attack, gain 1 stack of firm stand for 1 turn. Then the next level is, and firm stand I think is an increase in defense. If the target has frantic, 1 stack is removed. Damage increases to 120. This immediately makes me think of Wonder Woman and that Zatanna puts out those frantics as well. If he gets his basic off before them, I don't know how fast he is. But that immediately makes me think of a basic that's designed to go against Wonder Woman. Add 1 stack of weaken for 2 turns and hits a target twice, dealing superpower damage equal to 100% of attack. Now, don't get fooled by the superpower damage and thinking that because I just thought this, and thinking that, oh, great, he will run well with Mr. Terrific. He's a tank. So it immediately takes away Mr. Terrific's team synergy. Stacks 2 weaken increases to 2. Stacks of weaken increases to 2. If the enemy target has frantic, 1 stack is converted to exhaustion. I don't even know what exhaustion is, and I can't look it up. Each time Blue Beetle is hit by a critical attack, increases damage reduction of the back row allies by 2.5% up to a max of 20%. Now, I'm under the assumption that says back row allies, that if you put him on the back row, this does not apply to him. So you want him running up front anyway because he's a tank, but then in the back, there is no advantage for him because it's for his allies, not for himself. When hit with a critical attack, Blue Beetle increases his block rate to 2.5% up to a maximum of 20%. So he's increasing his block. This is what they meant by if I could build a block team, he would be good on the block team, or partially. Blue Beetle gains 20% crit damage reduction on the level 3. Okay, cool. Next, during battle, every 1% block that Beetle has grants 0.5% crit damage reduction to all back row allies and himself up to 30%. So we can get him up to another 30% block. 30% crit damage reduction. If I get him up to 60% block, that would be nice. The problem I'm having is very, and this is what I had before, it's very, very centered around like protecting against crit damage. And I guess as you get higher up in the game, it's going to be more crit damage. You have the frantics and everything else. And so if they're not critting, I guess they're not hitting as hard, especially if he's putting weaken out. But he's only putting weaken out on 1 enemy. Okay. And then the ultimate. Adds 1 stack of shelter to back row allies for 2 turns. Does 150% superpower damage to an enemy row. Stacks of shelter increases to 2. Damage increases to 200%. This is pretty good. Okay, so if I had to say, I think he's a pretty good legendary. He seems very specific, and I feel as though the higher up you get, the more that people can get reliable crit rates and more like going from 20% crit rate to a 60% crit rate, for example. I don't even know if that's possible, but probably through gear and substats you could. He would be more and more useful. I didn't want to say Wonder Woman specifically, especially with her lasso. She has a crit rate of 100% on her first attack. If you're running her with Zatanna, anybody with Zatanna, DCU, Superman, Deathstroke, when she puts out the frantics, they're going to crit. So he is basically stopping that or reducing the damage from those crit attacks. So I get it, and I can see where he would be good. I can see where I want him. I would want him on my team, on my block team, even just to see how it goes. I can tell you what I'm not about to do, though. I'm not about to reach into my pocket for this BS. I'm good. And I don't like complaining. I don't like doing these videos. I don't feel good about doing these videos, but it's the truth. Like, this is just a middle finger to the players. It really is. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video because it's not even, like, fun. It's not fun. It really isn't. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. And I'm not going to, how do I put it? I understand this is a mobile game, not a woe for me moment or anybody really. Just don't get them. But it's obnoxious. It's annoying. Give us a calendar. Put out the announcement a week ahead of time. Hell, even a couple days ahead of time. 4 days? Don't just plop the event down and then make the announcement after the fact. And then think, okay, well, time for me to reach into my pocket. Some people will do it because they get excited. They don't care. Not for me. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.